All right. Okay, we're good to go. All right, kia ora. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. This is the Rugby Roundup, episode 9. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Joining us today, we have Isaac London. He's flown all the way from New Zealand to be here with us.
Also known as I haka arahi pi ariki ranana.
Kia ora, Mr. Rarana.
Kia ora for your presence.
Hey, no, thanks for having me, guys. Really excited to be here.
It's cool. We've got a lot to talk about. You've got some pretty exciting things coming up in the works. Also, big shout out to Liam Wheatley for making us that fancy new intro. What do you think of that intro? Little groove? Do you reckon you could freestyle over it a little bit?
I could freestyle over it.
I think I could lay some bars. I don't think that's even a question.
Who's your favourite rapper, I haka?
Oh, you really put me on the spot there, asking the tough questions.
J. Cole?
Eminem.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Got to be said. Marshall Mathers LP. The first one.
Shit.
Classic.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Marshall done raised you?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Who's your favourite rapper?
I would have to go with I haka there. What about yourself? I like J. Cole though. He's real.
The one at the moment, even though Kendrick released a new album, J. Cole's got it on him. He's got one.
You really? Hey, but they're boys.
But also, I really like Raz Simone. Really like Stormzy.
Stormzy's
Tom Scott from Homebrew. At Peace. Average Rap Band.
Ed Sheeran.
Mm.
He can rap.
You've lost us.
He can rap, yeah.
But he's a real artist, man. You know,
He can rap and Kendrick can sing, but you know, he should stick to the fields.
Yeah, just because you can sing doesn't mean you should.
Yeah. Oh well, you know.
Just because you can have 5 rugby teams doesn't mean you should.
Ooh, shots fired.
See how I brought that back? Synergy. Guys,
You've done this before.
I have done 9 or 8 episodes of a podcast before.
Wow, what a classic guy you are.
So...
Is that a soccer hat you're wearing there, man?
yeah, I'm glad you noticed. It's a Sydney FC hat. Football.
Did you go there last night? Have you had a good... Oh, happy Easter to you, sir.
Yeah, kia ora.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Do you know technically Jesus is a zombie?
Yeah.
Because if you die and come back to life, you're a zombie, right?
Yeah.
What was he infected with?
Ooh, I don't know. What was most people infected with?
Nails.
Possibly.
Ooh.
Allegedly.
Tetanus.
Tetanus, yeah, definitely. He had to get some tetanus shots.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they have those in heaven for free? Like, what do you reckon healthcare is like in heaven?
Oh, it'd be pretty fucking...
Would you need healthcare?
No.
No. Would heaven get boring?
Maybe.
If it's the same, if it's awesome forever, it just becomes normal, doesn't it?
Surely it could change. You could have anything you want.
You might die and you can go to another heaven.
Oh,
There might be levels.
Multiverse.
I know that, yeah.
Reincarnation, maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe you die and come back as an All Black.
ooh, speaking of black holes, there's plenty of them.
There are. Do you know that they picked up gravitational waves of the nearest black hole recently? They discovered that gravity moves in waves. That's pretty cool.
Did you wave back?
Yeah, I did. I have. Yeah, I would. Hi, Gravity. Good movie as well. Matthew McConaughey.
Did you guys, speaking of waves, did you guys surf at all?
No, I can't surf. Shit.
I surfed after the last major cyclone hit the top of the South Island.
Oh, did you?
Cyclone Cook?
Cyclone cooked it. No, it was actually it was the one before that. It's the only time we get surf on the old north coast.
Hurricane Debbie.
Oh, Deborah.
Oh, Deborah did a lot of damage.
Oh, Deborah did some damage.
I tell you what, a lot about Deb. She was wet.
That's the first time I've seen you break character. Fucking hell.
Just a devil, do you?
It's been a long
yeah,
weekend.
oh no, Devil
I'm
Deborah.
gonna have to excuse him. Let's just crack on to the first game of the first round. It was Ben's beloved Crusaders against the Moondogs. I personally had a lot of writing on this.
Before we go too deep,
Yeah.
I'd just like to make a shout out to Wyatt Crockett, Croczilla.
Ooh, the
for
Crockett
being
Rocket.
the most kept Super Rugby player in history.
176?
176. Just killing it.
And do you know what's
But
interesting?
just the silent assassin, you know, just goes about his business. He doesn't care.
Workhorse. You've got to be you've got to be pleased with yourself there.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to George Smith, 150 in his Reds game. And you know he missed.
You got to try too.
He missed 5 seasons of Super Rugby to go play overseas.
He's played thousands of games of rugby.
He played in the year 2000 was his debut Super Rugby season. the year 2000.
He looks different physically.
He
from
survived
when he started.
Y2K and as a result got to play Super Rugby. Happens to the best of us. That's it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Crusaders Sunwolves. Got called out on Twitter.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Kelly called you out.
Was that Kelly, that account?
That's Kelly.
It's an anonymous one. It's a pretty cowardly thing to do, to stay anonymous on the internet. Because he called me out. He said, because I picked the Crusaders to win by more than 40, and he goes, well, if they don't, you've got to eat canned dog food.
And
I was that confident. I said, you've got a deal. But I didn't realize there was no counter deal. He's like, oh, okay, well...
You didn't counter his deal, though?
I didn't think I'd have to. I think
Who
it
is
would.
responsible for counting?
If he's a Crusaders fan,
Yeah.
shouldn't he be glad that they won by more than 40?
Yeah, but
So he was betting against his own team there as well. That's come on, Kelly, up your game.
No, I got Kelly's back. But also, speaking of Kelly, while we're on that
Kelly
subject,
Taltons.
I've got something to say to Kelly, if he's watching, which he will be. I've got his 21st book up here.
Yeah.
He literally lost that on his 21st birthday. He's almost 29 now. I found it the other day.
No shit.
Sorry, but I've got it.
All right. So Kelly, expect that in the mail.
No, I'm not sending it to no.
No, you're not giving it back.
I'm burning it.
So Crusaders ended up winning.
Karen Reid, All Blacks captain, came back. Richie Moong was back. You know, a bit of a
Tamani Valu.
Yep,
He
Tamani
came back
Valu
as well.
was strong, but he got a yellow card.
Yeah, he slid.
There was
I
a lot
don't
of
know.
manus, a lot of
He
manus.
slid along the ground. He stopped, tried to pull out, slid along because it was too wet. You know when you try and pull out and it's wet, and he just crashed into.
You know
it.
when you try to pull out when it's wet, what are you trying to do?
It's too slippery, and sometimes you don't get the intended, and it's just unforeseen
Is
consequences.
that something you're quite familiar with?
No, I'm not Catholic.
Okay. Ooh.
Shana.
Shana.
So 50 points to 3, 47-point margin. I defeated Kelly in that little bit there.
And well done.
Sunwolves.
And the Moondogs made 100 more tackles than the Crusaders.
Did
That's
they?
a lot of defense.
Moondogs, god damn. So,
And that Matali guy got a hat trick.
Mataele, yeah.
Matali.
The Fijian wingers are the best. They're just so good.
They're just
so
good.
prolific.
They're athletic.
They are. The people of Fiji are probably some of the most gifted talents that we've ever had in the game of rugby. I mean, Kiwis are great as well. There's been some talented Australians, but
And Crusaders
It's
are the
wing
only
specific?
unbeaten team now. 7 from 7.
oh yeah, so they still haven't lost shit. That's daunting.
Isaac, quick question.
Shoot.
Who would win? Just say, hypothetically speaking, humans disappear off the earth tomorrow.
Yep.
Dolphins grow arms and legs,
Mm-hmm.
and then somehow ants become the size of cats. Who wins in a battle between them two?
Ooh.
As is, where is.
As is, whereas you got to go with the ants. They are incredibly strong.
They are. They can.
The numbers alone.
Yeah, the numbers. There's a lot.
I don't know if you saw it. I recently saw a video.
Dolphins are pretty smart.
Dolphins are smart.
got
They also
arms
have
and
sex
legs
for fun. They also have sex for fun.
I
which
know
is,
that, but
I don't
they
know
can.
if
They
that
can
helps.
get guns now. They can go in the gun shops now.
Yeah, but who's going to sell them guns if we've gone off the
There
earth?
is no selling. They just. Pick
They
them
just
up.
go and take. Well, surely the
Oh,
ants
so-
got to it first. The ants started on Earth,
Yeah.
and now they're the size of cats. They could already, so they could carry like boulders on their
Buildings.
back. Now they're cats. They're just going to pick up the whole shop, put it in their little termite hole or ant hole, different creature.
It'd be a pretty big hole now, though.
And dolphins, they're still navigating this whole land thing. Sure, they're capable, but do they have the knowledge and
Yeah, but can they?
expertise?
They have the comfort of sea.
Can they still retreat with their arms and legs?
Of course, they can still swim.
This time frame. How long is the time frame here? Because dolphins have to learn how to use their new arms and legs.
Yeah.
And I feel like all that has happened to an ant is that it's just gotten bigger.
Yeah.
And nothing's changed
So let's just go.
physically. It's just bigger. So I think it's got the advantage of it's already set in its ways. It knows.
So you're
what's
going
up.
ants. You're going ants.
I'm going ants.
We're going brains over brawn.
I'm going dolphin.
You know, Owen Franks has the strength of an ant as well.
Does he?
15. He can lift 15 times his own body weight.
Can he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Owen Franks weighs 100 kgs and he can lift 1,500 kgs.
Can he lift a ton?
I don't know.
And his truck.
I feel like him and his brother,
Yeah, yeah.
They-
Frank. Yeah.
the
all
Franks
right.
brothers, are probably some of the strongest men in New Zealand rugby. But look,
So
the
what was your
Japanese
answer
team.
there, Isaac?
I was going with the large ants over the horny walking dolphins.
The cat-sized ants over arms and legs dolphins.
Bipedic dolphins.
Both.
Bipedic means 2 feet.
They're still navigating this whole land thing. It's a brains over brawn, not to mention the fact that the ants are then given extra brawn. You know, they have the expertise, they have the knowledge, they know the land. The dolphins are on, they're away. They're on the ants' territory. Ants are at home.
Did you never see Ant-Man? There is no such thing as Dolphin Man.
Yeah, they're mermaids.
Merman. Oh no,
Merman.
Aquaman.
That's getting
Jason
made.
Momoa. Anyway, beside that, did the Sunwolves, did they prove that they belong in the competition instead of the Force or the Rebels?
Not really. They got 3 points. They got 1 penalty against 50 points. No, not really.
No. But how did the Force and the Rebels go against the same team? Probably just as shit.
Just this shit. Yeah.
So what did we learn? That they want the Sunwolves for money. That's probably the only reason they're there, because Perth and Melbourne aren't going to bring in them dollars. So let's go on to the second game. Saturday afternoon, Reds playing the Kings. This was a tri-fest. I was not picking that to happen. Unconvincing from the Reds, just like the Force last week. Kings are awful. You can't let them score this many tries.
So are the Reds.
The Reds are terrible as well.
So George Smith, you said, played his 150th. He got a try on his 150th.
He did.
The Reds should not be happy with this win. They should have beat them. They shouldn't have conceded 30 odd points.
Yeah, no, the Kings have got some pretty great wingers. The Makazole Mapimpi is their winger. He's their leading try scorer.
He a pimp.
Mapimpi, yeah.
He a
He
pimp.
pimped that playing field.
He
And
be
he's
pimping.
got 6 tries now to his name, which is it's interesting as well when you look at total tries scored. The Kings are actually they've scored more tries this season than the Reds, Brumbies, Sunwolves, Sharks, Highlanders, Force. Kings are right up there in terms of tries scored. They just obviously can't defend to save themselves. If you're letting the Reds score 47 points against you, your defence sucks.
But the Reds should have not let them get 34
And
points.
also, I've got a
against them.
big problem with Quade Cooper in that game. There was a sequence of play where they got a penalty,
And
and
he
the
kicked
Kings
it
winger,
Yeah, he
Kings
kicked
winger was injured down on the other side.
He kicked it.
So
there.
Quade Cooper takes a quick tap and kicks it to that winger who's injured, and the Reds winger catches it and runs to score. That's crummy play. That's not
He's a
integrity.
grub. He's always been
That's
a
a
grub.
grub. That's grub.
That's classic Sunny Bills, mate. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the right from the get-go. He got his name from trying to mince around our Lord and Saviour Sir Richie McCaw, not an official title.
I know.
But you know, he was out there trying to stir him, and that's where Quade Cooper got his name. So if that's all he's good for,
Yeah. And he did get convicted of theft as well. So don't forget that. Quade Cooper.
Stealing dudes' hearts on the dance floor, wasn't he?
I think he was, yeah.
He's in and around.
I imagine Quade Cooper he'd be a pretty good dancer. Like Dick Bioani as well.
Yeah,
Like,
but he looks. I reckon if Quade Cooper was like an animal, he'd be a koala because he looks half asleep all the time.
yeah.
He does. He does.
The next game of the round, Blues Hurricanes.
oh,
28-24, the Hurricanes ran away with it. Devastating for the Blues because they had a good
I
chance
thought the
of
Blues
winning
were
it.
going to win.
Yeah, until that's.
Where did you watch that game?
I didn't watch it. I was at the Sydney game.
I actually watched some highlights here, which is something to be said.
Can you just tap that into your...
Hang on, just
Yeah. Pull it up.
just pulling it up there. As a Auckland born and raised Blues supporter.
Oh, were you born in Auckland?
Yeah, out west, mate. West. But unfortunately, I got to support my team, and they've been hard done by this season. They've lost 5, but they've lost 3 of those by 7 or less, and you feel like just not bringing it home.
Yeah, it's those basics. Their handling errors.
Do you know
They're
what?
terrible with it.
Same old.
The
Forcing-
Blues are the second in the competition out of everyone, and defenders beaten.
Yeah.
176 defenders are beaten, but it's about
And the
what
most
you,
carries as well.
It's about what you do.
Most
after
carries
you
in the-
beat those defenders. They throw stupid 50-50 passes
Yeah.
that don't go to hand. Just hold the ball and create phases and win the game. They're not good at that. Just calm down.
Calm.
Yeah, it's always been
Everyone
a
needs to
problem.
calm down. They're very similar to the Warriors, aren't they, Jared?
Yeah, they are. They are similar to which team?
Isaac Hill starts to get angry now.
Yeah.
It's NRL.
So, Bowden Barrett once again, he was a head and shoulders above the rest of them.
There's been a lot of talk. As Bowden Barrett the most exciting rugby player ever? I'm talking about Jonah Lomu, Christian Cullen. Is he over everyone? The most exciting ever?
Of our generation, yes.
Ever. I'm talking about.
I couldn't say ever. I don't know. Like, that's a big question. But he's definitely the best at the moment. Possibly the best.
Is he more exciting than Dan Carter?
Yes, he is a more exciting first five than
He's
Dan
just
Carter.
clinical.
He's not as reliable as Dan Carter. You wouldn't pick Bowden Barrett to kick your match-winning penalty in the last minutes of a game.
Yeah, he doesn't even kick.
Yeah, well, he doesn't anymore. His brother's taken over Geordie Barrett.
Barrett. I'd say Bowden Barrett.
Geordie Barrett is a fucking legend.
I
I rate him more than Bowden Barrett.
Scott Robinson needs to get Geordie Barrett down to Crusaders.
Wouldn't happen. If anything, the Hurricanes are going to get Scott.
Ooh.
Scott Barrett will make the move up for the brightest G. So
And I saw that Sonny Bill had
Plunkett.
a Plunkett sponsored by
Yeah,
Plunkett.
fuck.
this
Who
week.
can? I'm sick of hearing about that shit, man. Sonny Bill
Like,
can
also,
wear what he wants on his uniform if
I
it's
think-
okay. It's within the laws of the game. Fucking leave it alone.
Yeah, but like the way he went about it. But
He-
also
He
Brendan.
didn't do shit about it. He taped it over. He didn't make any comments in the media. All he did was just play it, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, it's my beliefs," and then everyone goes, "Oh, you fucking can't do that, mate."
No, wait, but like Juice told me, it's the way he went about it. He could have just told the Blues secretly.
I think he probably did.
No, he didn't. I know he didn't. But can I just say something? That's more positive than Sonny Bill. I don't want to talk about Sonny Bill. Bryn Gatlin came on as a sub. That's Warren Gatlin's son.
Bring
And
it
Warren Gatlin is coming to New Zealand with the Lions, and the Lions are on their way, and they are going to be a great team.
Lions playing the provincial New Zealand Barbarians, and Bryn Gatlin's been selected to be their first five.
Great.
I saw, Sumo Stevenson.
I love
He made an
Sumo.
interesting point. Sumo goes, guys, you know that Warren Gatlin's not going to be on the field, so stop saying he's going to be playing his son.
Yeah.
It's
But
a good
Warren,
point. It's very literal.
Sumo
but
Stevenson
true.
is the greatest. Is he the greatest commentator ever?
I don't
Yes,
know if you've
yes.
heard Jeremy Wells
Jeremy
commentate
Wells is
a
good.
cricket game.
Oh, cricket games are good.
And
I'm
also,
talking
what a
about
handsome
rugby.
man too, Jeremy Wells.
Oh,
Beautiful.
I'm not afraid to say he's handsome. I would love to be in and around him at all times.
Yeah, why not? Something to talk about. Make the next episode of the podcast good.
But no, Sumo Stevenson, best rugby commentator ever.
Uh,
Up there with Nigel
he
Yalden.
has that nice balance of humour and professionalism, whereas we kind of have very, very amateur and shitty jokes, and it's just like, he's everything we want to be, I feel. What do you reckon, Ben?
Isaac, back to you. I've got another question for you.
Another question.
I'm
All right.
really into questions. If you
Mhm.
haven't asked, get ready to type this.
Yep.
Okay. Before Jared answers, I want you to answer this.
Okay, we'll see if that happens.
Do you know the population of the world? About 4 billion.
It's about
People?
seven something.
Same thing. 4
Yep.
and 7. So every single human being on this planet is given a piece of paper and a pen.
That's correct. Yep.
They are told to write down their top 100 songs of all time.
Yep.
Any of those humans would have the top 100 songs listed from their top 100 song all the way to the number 1 song. Would any of the two humans out of those 7 billion be the exact same 100 list? Yes or no?
Carry the Y. Yes. I think probability speaking, certain cultures, certain societies, they appreciate the same.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer.
All right. Well, my calculations are off.
Although 90% would have the Macarena and YMCA by the Village People.
Okay,
in
so
there.
let me just put this into perspective. If two people, just say you two only knew 100 songs in the world, you still wouldn't have the exact same list of 100 songs.
Because I'd forget what I wrote before and I'd double up.
No, you just wouldn't
It'd
be
be a different list. There'd be two
Would there
different
be
pieces
two
of
different
paper.
lists? And
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I personally don't think if everyone was to put. That's how unique music is in this world. It's everyone has a different 100 list, and it's so
But
unique.
you're talking in the billions here. Probability of billions when you've got such an industrialized music. Well,
Yeah, that's
music
why
industry,
I
it's
brought it
massive.
back to just 2. If there was only 2 and you only knew 100 songs, you still wouldn't have the exact same in
But
order.
if they're making a list of 100
Yeah.
and they only knew 100 and both of them knew the same 100 songs,
They wouldn't put the same list.
they wouldn't make the same order. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
They wouldn't be in the same order, potentially.
Yeah, but I think once you extend that out to 7.5 billion, you've got a
Okay.
better chance.
It's your answer. Well, yes. Would there be?
I'm going to stick with yes. I'm going to stick with yes because yes. Basically, I ran the numbers. I carried the
Was
light.
that a calculator? I
Yeah.
didn't realise. Sorry,
It's actually the new.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's quite nifty. It does everything.
Okay. Is that like what's it connected to though?
What's it connected to?
Just you
The
or-
largest computer hard drive in the world. It's the universe.
Okay.
Damn straight.
Fourth
Sorry,
game of the
sorry.
round. Fourth game of the round was the Rebels playing the Brumbies. Rebels.
Rebels
Put on a
won.
show.
Rebels won something.
What? How? How? They had
really stood
3
up.
yellow cards in that game.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you lose?
And Reece Hodge stood up and.
Reece Hodge. Yeah, Reece Hodge is carrying that team. Literally dragging them to the end of the season. He scored. We had a look into these here. Reece Hodge.
We?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reece Hodge has scored 53 points for the Rebels.
Okay.
The Rebels have scored 94 points
So
in
he scored
total.
more than 50% of their points.
56% of their points
Yes.
this season.
Yes.
Reece Hodge is the Rebels. If something happens to Reece Hodge, the Rebels are fucked.
Can I just point out that final penalty kick he got to win them the game? Save the poster here, right? If you're watching on YouTube, you should watch on YouTube at the Rugby Round.
Yeah. Oh, we
At
forgot
the
to
post-
plug our social media at the start again.
Plug Nation.
Because no one listens to this point. Everyone's turned off already.
If you're here, right, that's the post, the top of the post. Reece Hodge kicked it here.
Well over.
He is a very good kicker.
He's
He
got
once
meters
kicked, he
in
once
those
kicked
legs.
about 65 meters, I think.
Yeah,
He's a good kicker.
he is.
He's
At
a good
altitude?
point scorer.
At altitude?
At non-altitude, Australian altitude.
Shit.
Which is in Melbourne.
That's
Which
impressive.
is, take him to South Africa, he'll be hitting 70, I reckon.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So, the
So,
Rebels managed to,
There's no
I watched
unbeaten
that game.
teams in Super Rugby anymore.
except for the Crusaders.
I mean, there's no team that hasn't won a game.
Oh yeah, so the Rebels, the
Everyone's
Rebels have
won a
now
game
won
now.
at least once.
Everyone's won a game.
Brumbies should have done a lot better. Henry Spate, the first show, he was great
He
again.
got a try, I think.
I think he got
Yeah,
2.
he got a
He did
couple.
very well. He was the most dangerous for them.
If he shaved his head aerodynamically, could he run a bit faster, or what?
Possibly. I
He'd be
feel like there'd be a lot of air friction.
He'd be shaving his mama. at the
I
end of the day.
haka arahi pi araki ranana.
Kia ora.
What's the next game?
Cheetahs, Chiefs. So,
Oh, what a game! What
yeah.
a game!
I was very fucking annoyed in that first half. 24 points to 0. It was looking bleak. It was looking...
Come to the 80th minute. Were you somewhat pleased?
Yes. The 80th minute, I was full of joy.
Yeah.
Because
So was
not only were we losing by the try bonus point, we were down by 3 tries. We won with the try bonus point.
Not only one, but destroyed
Yeah,
them
we
in the end.
ended up showing
There's
what's
that old
up.
saying, game of two halves.
Yeah, I truly believe that maybe this game did have 2 halves.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, I was aware that there was a half time. They talked about
Did you watch this
the
game?
first half and then they introduced the second half and I was like, man, this game definitely has 2 halves and
At
I'm
what
excited.
point did you start to feel less stress on your body?
Probably about halfway through the half of that the second one.
The second of the
So
halves.
each half also has a half. So at the 60-minute mark,
Yeah,
So
right.
was it
about
the fourth
halfway
quarter?
through one of the halves.
Yeah. So this
Was it
quarter.
the fourth quarter?
Isaac, here's a question for you. It's a trick question.
So no typing?
No typing.
Okay.
Which sport has 3 quarters?
Ice hockey.
No sport in the world has 3 quarters.
Oh, 3 quarters.
There's only 4
They're
quarters in the world.
thirds. They're thirds.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going
Semantics.
Shots fired!
Semantics.
Yep, I'll give you that one, Ben. And
Little bitch.
Yeah, but I
You're
tell you
correct.
what, you're right. That ice hockey
Ben,
does
Ben,
have
be
3
humble.
quarters.
Ben, sit
Yeah.
down. Be humble.
And can I just clarify?
Incredible.
It's hockey. It's not ice hockey. When you're in Canada, then it upsets some Canadians. I'm just trying to be considerate for my.
Yeah, but there's also no 3/4.
No, there's no, because
Yeah.
then everyone will be
If
sitting
it's a
around like,
quarter,
where's
if it's
the
a
next?
quarter, there's 4 of them.
Next game of the round, Stormers Lions. I picked this as the game of the round, and
That was a great game.
It was.
Stormers are now had a loss in their season.
at which we picked the Lions. Briar chose the Stormers. That's what's up, Briar. Sorry about it. So the Lions won 29-16. Jaco Creel, their blindside flanker,
Jaco.
or Jaco Creel, he put in he got sent off yellow card for a cheap shot around the head. It should have been a red card. If Stephen Luatua and if Quade Cooper get red cards for their high tackles, this guy should have been gone. He only got a yellow, came back on, and immediately scored the match-winning try. So you can understand why the Stormers will be upset.
Do you watch Game of Thrones, Isaac?
I don't, actually.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming, and Khaleesi
the
is
captain of the Stormers is called Khaleesi, which is a reference to a very attractive dragon.
The chick with
trainer.
dragons.
Yeah.
Yes,
Chick with the
I
dragons.
do not watch Game of Thrones, but I am well aware of Khaleesi. And if I can just go into my
Pull up those
mental
images.
images
Oh,
there,
how'd you get
there is
into
a
an
whole
iCloud account?
file.
Can I try that as well?
Oh,
Ooh.
nah, access denied.
Look at that. So
Nah,
you don't have the sort of
Spoiler alert to any of our viewers, I know what happens at the end of Game of Thrones.
Do you?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's going to upset some people.
This is what's going to happen, right? The White Walkers are going to come in hot. Like, they are coming.
Is that ironic because they're coming from the north and they're actually made of ice?
I don't know where they're going
Could
from.
be the Arctic.
They're just coming in hot,
Mm-hmm.
okay? The king of the Ice Walkers, the White Walkers,
Yeah.
are coming in hot. He's going to go, the last scene of ever of Game of Thrones, he's walking into the throne, into the Iron Throne. He's going to sit down on the Iron Throne. The camera's going to be facing him, and he's going to turn human, and that's the end of Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert. Oos.
So the last game of the round was the Bulls playing the Jaguares.
Las Jaguares.
Jaguares.
Let's harmonize it. Let's harmonize it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Jaguares. Roll the R, bitches. So
26-13.
You're on a bit of a mission at the moment. Ihaka.
Yes, yeah. I'm currently on my way to Canada, the home of hockey that is played on ice. Actually, their national sport is lacrosse. But
No
moving-
way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. They've
It
also
is.
got Canadian football. Canada also just won the Singapore Sevens.
They did.
Canada!
Shout out to that,
Yeah.
right?
First time.
And they beat New Zealand in the
Wait,
quarterfinal.
they did too.
They beat the USA.
Oh
in
my
the final.
god, Canada, first ever time. I'm so happy for them. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Oh my god.
Nathan Hirayama as well. is
Nehana.
quality. Nehana Hirayama.
Oh, yeah.
Also, New Zealand Sevens, we talked about it last week. They lose in the quarterfinals. What is doing? Scott Waldrum was their
I know.
coach, and he's not.
Scott Waldrum, I like Scott Waldrum as a player. I think he plays for your mob, Chiefs.
He
Ah,
did
bad
play for the
player?
Chiefs. No,
Bad
he's
player?
he's a Naki boy,
I think he's
Taranaki.
full blown bad player.
Well, he played for Taranaki.
Yeah. Taranax.
Yeah, the Naki. Nakha. Taranaki.
Taranaki Hako. Yes.
It's pronounced Taranaki.
Oh, okay. Is that near Whangamara?
Yeah, I think so. Before
Okay.
we get on to the travels, let's just get this game out of the way so then we can address the link to South America. So the Jaguares played the Bulls. Bulls won 26-13 in Pretoria. I didn't actually watch the highlights to this game. I wasn't interested to find
I'll
out
tell you what, the
happened.
Bulls have bounced back from a very embarrassing loss.
Yeah, well, they've only won 2 games so far, so they're still not out of the woods yet. Jaguares have also dipped a lot in form. They were my dark horse in the first couple rounds, and now they're just
Do you
dropping
know
off
a
the
lot
pace.
about horses?
I know next to nothing about horses.
Okay.
I know
You
more
said you
about
talked
dolphins
about-
with arms and legs than horses.
Really?
Yeah.
The All Blacks got asked a common question 2 years ago from a fan. What would you rather fight? 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck.
Yes. No, I have actually been posed this question more
I'd
than
much
once.
rather fight the horse-sized duck.
Just because you know that there's just
There's
one.
one of them, and you
Yeah.
don't have to
Yeah,
worry
but
about
if there
your
was
back.
100 size horse ducks, then you could just kick them, and then you. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
but
you could kill them pretty
How
easy.
many kicks can you do in a minute? Could you do 100?
Sweeping
upwards
kicks.
of 2,000.
If you're doing sweeping kicks, you're going to be dizzy by the third time round, mate. Those duck-sized horses,
Dizzy ain't a thing for me, man.
they do call you Dizzy Benny.
Dizzy Benny La Rascal.
Are you guys aware of the strength of the muscles in a duck's neck? Right, is ridiculous. You put that horse-sized, all of a sudden you've got an anaconda with a beak.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know?
shit.
shit.
Yeah. So I go the miniature horses every time because you don't just have to kick one at a time. You can be punting 5 to 10.
And how? Wait.
Duck-sized horses.
Are they running far speed at duck size?
I
How
don't-
fast are
No,
100
no.
ducks?
They're flying. Remember, ducks fucking fly.
Yeah, but
A
Ooh.
duck-sized horse flying at you that's dead.
Shit, I didn't
That's
realise they
dead.
were coming off the ground.
That's dead, man.
Okay, wait.
How good are you at couple
And,
winners? Sweeping
and
kicks?
what scenario are you near a gunshot? Can you just?
No,
I'm
the
thinking
Dolphins have got
gladiator.
them all. The Dolphins
Oh,
have
because
already
the
got them all.
Dolphins. Oh, this is during the Dolphins invasion.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Dolphins have put
shit.
humans into a gladiator into the Colosseum.
Oh,
You've
okay.
got like a shitty shield and a poorly made spear.
Oh shit.
That's crazy. So, that's the end of round 8 of Super Rugby. I'm a bit interested though. Ben brought it up before. South America. What's your link, Isaac? Adahi. What's your link there to South America?
Well, once going to the home of lacrosse, where hockey's also a hobby.
I thought that was American lacrosse.
No, it's I don't know where it came from. I don't actually know anyone who plays lacrosse personally, and I know a few athletes, but
Just
not
a few.
bagging the sport. Good on them for playing.
Once played noughts and crosses of that.
Yeah, I've played that a couple of times too.
Any good?
Hit and miss.
Yeah.
Hit and miss.
More.
So anyway, your link to South America.
Oh yeah, South America. So riding a motorbike from Canada to
Whereabouts?
aiming for starting on Vancouver Island, Tofino, awesome
Shit.
little town.
How far is that off Vancouver?
You can get like a ferry to Nanaimo, and then it's like a 2-hour drive from there. So it's
Shit.
not too long, but it's getting up there, up and away from where civilization
Washington
is.
State.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I'm going to ride my bike down the west coast, North America, through Central America, sail around the Darien Gap, which is a big bit of rainforest.
I call that the DG.
The DG, well, I mean,
Local
obviously,
knowledge.
I'm
Us
a
in the
local around
know.
there, so I've been
Yeah.
there. So yeah,
because of
DG.
course I'll end up in Colombia, where you
I'm well known.
yeah,
right?
you're well known, you're local there.
The
Cartagena.
Cartagena, the Medellin, the ¿Cuánto cuesta esto? Dos cerveza gracias, you know?
How much
is
for two
it
beers?
for 2 beers?
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. See, I've been practicing, so
Yeah.
straight in there. Finishing in Ushuaia, which is
Oh,
Tierra del Fuego.
Oh, we call it the Ushi.
The Ushi. The
Yeah,
Ushi. That's down.
cool, man.
It's actually the southernmost city in the world, as you already know.
Argentina's in here.
Yeah. Argentina.
Yeah.
So you're driving from Vancouver Island to
I believe the
Ushuaia.
technical term is riding. It's only 2
Oh, riding,
wheels.
yeah. Well, interesting fact. Do you know that nobody has ever fallen off of a car when they're driving it correctly?
Ooh.
I believe that was brought up by our friend James. No, not James.
Jeremy Clarkson.
Yes.
But anyway, so
I
you're
call him James
riding. What bike are you riding, by the way?
Here's a little plug. Suzuki DR650.
DS.
Have you already
that's
bought-
that's a decent. Why'd you go for a 650 rather than a?
Why not the 125 and just cruise?
Actually, I was looking at a 250 to begin with, but number one was the fuel tank. Not big enough. Can't get a big enough fuel tank to
Can't
get
get
me as far
enough.
as I wanted.
Can't get enough.
Yeah,
Neither.
And then and then I'll be small fuel tank, not enough power.
What do you mean it's too small? 250? Too small for you?
250.
No,
No, the
250cc.
motorbike's fine.
But
That's the
actual-
fuel tank won't get me. I'll be stopping for gas every
Right,
half a
right.
day.
How
Right,
long?
right.
How long will it take you to get from Vancouver Island to the bottom of the South American continent?
12 to 18 months
Shit.
at a basic outline. I'm not restricting myself. I don't want to be in the southernmost city in the world anytime near winter.
And
So,
What's
And
your
why?
mission? What's your mission, Ihaka?
raising awareness and a bit of funding for the Mental Health Foundation of New Zealand and to
Nice.
support mental health and suicide and basically normalising the conversation around that. So
That's
Cool.
huge.
It's
huge.
really important. So you're raising awareness. You said when we were talking before we started recording, you're raising awareness about awareness.
yeah, it's awareness for awareness.
But it's
Which
like
it sounds funny, but when you say awareness for awareness, what do you awareness of what?
Awareness of a lot of the self, awareness of your own well-being and how it's affected by external things, your environment or the people around you, and just basically
letting
using
people know
awareness as a tool for mental and physical and spiritual well-being and social well-being. But it all starts with awareness, and a lot of people aren't even really aware of what awareness is. So
Yeah, this is true. I mean, I've struggled with depression and anxiety before. It's something that has affected me. Has it affected you?
yeah, I was diagnosed with depression 2 years ago now.
Shit.
But I feel like I've got a good handle on it now, and I've got a lot of good.
Was that through talking about it?
Yeah, hugely through without talking to people, I wouldn't. See, I didn't even know I had depression until my friend said, "Hey, what you're describing to me doesn't sound that normal. Maybe you should go talk to a doctor." And then the doctor diagnosed me with depression. As soon as I was aware that I had depression, everything made sense, and I could move forward from there and actually
Talking about
get
it.
better.
But
Talking,
once you
having
were
a
diagnosed
conversation.
with it, did you feel comfortable talking about it?
Yeah, hugely. Like I
And
started off telling a close
helped you
friend.
so much.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
I was actually in Canada last year. I was on a public bus, and some woman sat next to me. And 5 minutes into the bus ride, I was talking about my depression and her battles with mental health, and openly, it wasn't whispering, like the whole bus could hear. And yeah, I got off the bus and realised, like, holy crap, like, I didn't even know who that was. And I just talked to all 20 people on the bus. But yeah, it was sort of once I was aware of it, and a big part of it was I wasn't afraid to share it and share my experiences with it. And so that's what I want to do while I'm riding the bike, because I'm sort of taking it head on, because I imagine if I'm riding a motorbike for 12 to 18 months through the middle of nowhere by myself, I'm probably going to have some mental health struggles again. So I want to be talking about those quite publicly and letting people know how I'm dealing with it. And
How are you going to let people know how it's going?
there will be a website with a blog that I update hopefully weekly, and then also a Facebook and an Instagram that has the cool images and videos that people really want to see. And
What
then
are
from
those
there,
websites?
So-
they don't exist yet. They haven't launched them yet, but the mission's called Awareness on Wheels,
Nice.
and the Facebook, Instagram website will be called Awareness on Wheels.
That's cool. So you're going to be documenting not just your journey, but how you're feeling mentally as it goes.
Yeah, that'll be the biggest part. really.
No punches held. You're going to.
Very
let it all
honest, very
fly.
raw. I'm going to get on there and tell you who I'm missing and what I'm hating and how I'm doing. I mean, there'll be the good stuff too, because the good comes with the bad. It's all part of the human experience.
I respect that,
I respect it a lot.
Cheers, guys. But yeah,
It's awesome.
pretty
It's
exciting
awesome.
stuff.
It's a very important cause because it's something that, especially in the rugby world,
Oh,
people
that-
may feel like they can't talk about
Like we were
properly.
just looking at listening to Ed Sheeran before, and he was saying if you're at a certain level, like these rugby players are, of fame, it feels almost weird to tell people that you're feeling depressed
Mm.
and you're feeling down. But it's actually better to tell people, and that's why a lot of people, celebrities end up committing suicide,
Yeah.
because they feel like it's a dishonor to them to be in such a high honoured place and feel depressed, where it's depression can hit you
That's-
at any
yeah,
point.
I've had that feeling. I felt like when I was going through my anxiety, I felt like, well, you've got a decent life. You don't deserve to feel as bad as you do. There was like a guilt feeling, like you shouldn't be feeling this bad. You've got a family that loves you, and you've got all these things. You've got a university degree, and why you're not the person who should be able to feel this way. It's very. Talking about it is the most important. I think. Say like we were talking about it in our first episode when Dan Vickerman, that whole thing happened.
Exactly.
It's you think about like, well, who did he have to talk to about it if it gets to that point? Like,
But he might have felt bad talking about it because he was in a higher position. Or
true.
it doesn't matter where you are in life, talking about it can help.
Yeah, and that's what, going back to what Ed Sheeran was saying before, he was saying how, you know, when people in that position say to someone else, hey, I'm not feeling too good right now, because the obvious image is of such a positive lifestyle,
Yeah.
the response is, hey, you know, it'll get better, it's fine. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
instead
yeah.
of saying, All right, well, talk to me. What is it? Why is it so negative? And I'm hoping, because you do see a lot of these Facebook and Instagrams where people are like, "Hey, look at my 5-star resort in Bali. You wish you were here."
Yeah. You never see them.
I'm going to be showing. Look at this awesome place.
We don't know what they're doing at the 5-star resort.
You see them with their drinks. You see them with their drinks going, yeah. You never see them in the morning going, oh, I fucking hate it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's an amazing cause that you're doing there, Isaac.
I respect you, Isaac.
We're definitely going to keep you guys updated on how he's going. We'll have links when his blog is released. We'll have links to that, and we'll make sure that we continue the conversation as well, because it's fucking important.
I think anything you can do to normalise that conversation and let people know that, hey, not feeling great is completely normal, and we just need to talk about it.
It is normal. You can't be expected to be feeling 100 all day. Honestly, who feels great all the time?
No, well, if you didn't feel bad, you wouldn't know what feeling good feels like.
You've got to, what's that Dolly Parton quote? If you want the rainbow, you're going to have to put up with the rain.
I like that.
All right, let's get on to round 9. Round 9 of the Super Rugby. Starts off in Hastings, McLean Park. Oh, Hawke's Bay getting a bit of the action. Hurricanes taking on the Brumbies. This will be a good game. Brumbies are leading the Australian Conference. Not convincingly though, because they just lost to the fucking Rebels. And the Hurricanes are taking them on. Hurricanes whose attack is on fire.
They're obviously pretty sharp if they beat the Blues.
I just want to have a little... Yeah, it's true. I just want to have a little look at some stats here. So, Beauden Barrett is their first 5. 39 points for him for the season. He has scored 12% of the Hurricanes' points. Geordie Barrett scored 37 points.
I love Geordie.
We love Geordie. Geordie Barrett has scored another 12% of the Hurricanes' points. Their leading try scorer, Nani Laumape, who's obviously going to be an All Black this year. Nani Laumape scored 8 tries for 40 points. He's their leading point scorer. And he is responsible for almost 13% of the Hurricanes. You add all of them up, it still barely scratches 45%. So even though these guys are prolific in their point scoring, they're still not carrying the team. The team is, unlike the Force, where Reece Hodge is responsible for nearly all their points. Hurricanes, it's dispersed.
Rebels.
It's spread around all of them. Think Artie Savia, Vincent Arso, Julian Savia.
I think Arso's the second highest.
He's the second, yeah.
7 tries this season.
The marking of a good team, of a champion team, which
as
they are,
spread the ball,
which they could very well be, is spread the ball, but it's also that you don't rely on any one person. All those names we just talked about, any one of them could be prolific this game against the Brumbies, and I think Hurricanes are going to shit all over the Brumbies. It's going to be 20 points plus.
Shout out to Darcy Gilbert, who's my cousin, who's the biggest Hurricane supporter. What a team to support. I support the Hurricanes.
What a bandwagon.
No. What a great team to support. They are a very exciting team.
Mm-hmm. Second game that night. So 2 games this Friday. Second game is the Waratahs playing the Kings. Thank fuck. The Waratahs are so happy they're playing the Kings.
The Waratahs get some points. Woo!
They need some points. And you know what? The way the Kings have played against the Force and the Reds, they might not fucking get them. The Waratahs could lose to the Kings. I can see it happening.
I can't see that.
I don't want it to happen.
I'm going Waratahs.
For the sake of rugby in this country, we need it to stay alive.
Waratahs by 15.
Waratahs must win. They must.
Wait, can they, even if they win this game, can they make the finals?
No. The Waratahs won't make the finals.
But you know the thing about the Brumbies, they're in the top 4. All the rest of the Australian teams have only one win behind them.
This is true. If the Brumbies lose to the Hurricanes and the Waratahs win this, then they'll jump.
Exactly. They jump from like 13th to 4th.
This is a very interesting round for Australian rugby.
Competition is.
So the Waratahs, their leading point scorer is Reece Robinson with 41. A quarter of the Waratahs' points is from Reece Robinson. You're relying on him too much. Their leading try scorer is Jake Gordon, who is their replacement halfback. That shows you how shitty Nick Phipps is. Jake Gordon has scored more tries than Israel Folau. He's their replacement halfback with 3. Come on, Waratahs. Beat the Kings.
Folau.
Make Sydney believe again.
Shit. Could Folau end up at the Blues due to his soon-to-be wife?
Oh yeah, he's engaged to Maria Tutaya, yeah?
She's based in Auckland.
Silverfern netballer.
He might go to the Auckland Blues.
Perhaps.
Wow.
That would be
sick.
amazing.
Well,
But
it's just going to be more of the same for the Blues. That's not going to fix
like-
it. He's still going to
Hey.
break the line and throw a stupid pass.
You're right. You're right.
Solidly.
Ah.
Solidly. The next game of the round. So Friday night or Saturday morning, 3 o'clock, is the Lions playing the
Cerveza.
and the Lions will beat them because the Jaguares have just. Jaguares rely on Sanchez. Nicolas Sanchez scores their points.
This is very different for you, Jared. You're always on the Jaguares.
Yeah. Sanchez scored 18.5% of the Jaguares points. Ramiro Moyano. He scored 5 tries for them.
He sounds a bit Italian.
Maybe it's just Latin. So Ramiro has scored 13% of their points. That's a pretty even distribution, but in total they've only scored 190 points. So, I mean, there's your problem.
I thought that was your second team.
You know what? They still are my second team. I still want them to do well, but they're not going to beat the Lions. Fuck no, the Lions are awesome. Let's go on to the next game. Highlanders Sunwolves. Highlanders playing the Sunwolves. Landers at Rugby Park in Invercargill. Roll the R there for Invercargill.
Invercargill.
How come you from Christchurch, Ben? Why don't you roll your R's
Oh, we're pretty normal up there.
up there? See, he talks about everything from a southern perspective. It's all pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Highlanders, Sunwolves. Sunwolves continuing their first ever tour of New Zealand. Didn't start off well against the Crusaders, and it will continue to be shit. Sunwolves, Hayden Cripps is their leading point scorer. He's got 35 points and 24% of their points in total. So,
Do you know
not a whole lot
Do you
happening
know
with the
quite a
Sunwolves.
lot about Japan history?
I do know.
In the war?
I know quite a bit about Japanese
Just
history.
give us a wee fact.
The Japanese Imperial Army once had control of most of mainland China and Korea as well, until very recently. And there's a very strong anti-Japanese feeling amongst mainland.
Can you talk
Southeast
more
Asia.
this way?
Well, see, Japan is also where the Rugby World Cup is going to be happening
And
in
2019.
2019. So
Are you going?
I would love to go. If anyone out there is listening wants to holler at your boy, we're willing to board. We'll do your dishes. We'll clean up. We'll vacuum the house. We'll make sure that the sliding doors you have are kept clean.
Oh, you
Groom
mean
the pets.
and I like to eat doors.
Yeah.
I'm assuming their doors are made of rice. I mean,
I don't know. How do you think the Sunwolves are going to go here? The Highlanders, they're leading
Highlanders
points.
will win by 49.
Highlanders leading point scorer is Marty Banks. Party at Marty! 48 points from Marty, which is 28.5% of theirs. Their leading try scorer is Fiki Toa with
Is
4.
Supawanga still out?
Soapy Wanga is still out. So
I'm so happy for Marty.
Party
He
at
should be.
Marty's.
I reckon Steve Hansen should give him the call and say, "Hey mate,
Don't go.
rip
Don't go,
your
Marty.
motherfucking
Stay
contract
here.
up.
Stay
Stay
here."
in New Zealand. I want you."
Yep. He's lifting up. I reckon the Highlanders will win. Yeah, by 3 tries, 21 points. Meatzak, what do you reckon, Isaac?
I think it's a no-brainer. Kiwi team every time, isn't it? When you look at the table.
Yeah, Wagwan boys. 5 o'clock that afternoon, 5:30. Crusaders are playing the Stormers. Clash. This could be the Crusaders' first loss.
This could be the game of the round. What was that, Jared?
Could be their first loss.
Thought you were going to let that one slide there, Benny.
Stormers, even though they lost to the Lions, they didn't look bad. Stormers' leading
What's
try
the line?
scorer is Dylan Layers. He's the one who's responsible for the outrageous offload, and he's also their leading try scorer. His try in the last round, Ben. The Stormers.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I
That
saw it.
chip and chase regather.
That was pretty
fucking
shit.
good.
Yeah.
It's really good. But also, just like the Hurricanes, the Crusaders don't rely on any one person. The Crusaders' leading point scorer is Mitchell Clutch.
Mitchell Clutch.
He scored 43, 18%
He
of
wasn't
total
even.
points.
He didn't even play this game.
He's not even. Yeah, he didn't play. He wasn't their starting first 5 either.
And Richie Moanga.
He scored 18% of their points. Their leading try scorer of the Crusaders.
Can I guess? Is it Bridge the Gap George?
No,
Is it the?
he scored a hat trick in the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Mataele. So he's got 4 tries, which is 4 tries is nothing really.
How much has George got?
I don't know. I don't have that stat. That's not what I was looking at. So Mataele has scored 4 tries, which is only 8% of their total tries.
But
So
is it
they're
so
leading-
spread?
Yeah, exactly. They spread people. Anyone in the Crusaders can score. That's what I'm looking at these stats and thinking is that anyone in the Hurricanes, anyone in the Crusaders can score their points. It's not limited to just one person, and that's why they're undefeated. They're so fucking dangerous around the park.
Are you a bit of a Crusaders fan at the moment, Jared?
I don't like the Crusaders.
Because they're good. Okay.
Yeah, that same old thing. No, that's literally why I don't like them.
I just
When
went on
was growing up.
a road trip to Coffs Harbour with Jessie.
Who's Jessie been? You haven't told the listeners about this person before.
She's my wife.
Yeah.
She's just over there.
Oh, kia ora, Jess. Give us a shout out.
Hey.
Hey!
Oh, she's awake.
So, how was the Hunter Valley?
So it's very good. I told her while I was driving back about 6 hours, trying to meet you guys at the Vic last night.
Which you were late for?
I said, can you just put up a quick quiz for me, so just to keep me focused because I was falling asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, classic.
And she pulled up this Super Rugby quiz, and I got 2 questions wrong. One of the questions was, who and how many teams in which year have been undefeated in Super Rugby? 1?
1.
Yep.
And that was the Crusaders.
And 2000
2001.
And
2.
Wrong. She said there's 2. Apparently the Blues did it in 97.
No!
Yeah, go the Blues!
Blues, mana.
So I was always under the impression that the Crusaders were the only ones to go undefeated.
Mate.
And the second question I got wrong was, who was the top try scorer in Super Rugby? And I said it was either Joe Roth
Ever?
or Doug Howlett or Rico Gear.
Gotta be.
Who in you guys' opinion, who was
Rockefoko?
it? Rockefoko a good one. Yeah.
Carl
good.
Spencer. I'm just trying to keep the Blues thing going. To be
Who,
honest.
who is it? Who's the top?
Love it.
Who's the leading most?
Doug Howlett.
Doug
Yeah,
Howard.
Dougie!
Dougie.
Doug Nation.
So who do you
So where was I going with this?
We're talking about the Crusaders Stormers. Who are you picking with that?
Oh, I have to go Crusaders. Of
Yeah,
course.
by what?
Oh, at least what I don't know.
It's gonna be close.
18.
It's gonna be close, dude.
18.
No, no way. I'm
What do you
picking.
mean, no way? You asked me.
I'm picking.
I'm saying 18.
Okay, I accept your 18, and I internally reject it,
Yeah.
and
Where did-
replace it in my own mind with the Stormers beating the Crusaders, giving them their first loss.
Nice. I respect that.
And it's going to be by 3. It's going to be a kick. It's going to be a close game.
But who starts at first 5? Mitchell Clutch or Richie Moanga?
You've got to go on form. Clutch.
Clutch Nation, eh?
Clutch Nation.
I'm going. And who starts at Fetu?
Douglas!
Or Kieran Reid?
Probably Fetu. Because Douglas! The next game of the round is the Force playing the Chiefs.
Oh, fuck.
In Perth.
In Perth.
What do you know about Perth, E-Hunker?
There are a lot of Kiwis there.
There is.
It's warm. It's also very warm.
Do you know much about sand?
Sand,
Have
it's
you ever
better
put-
in some places than others.
Have you put sunblock on at one point and thrown sand on your body?
I'm a kayak guy.
Do you-
That's
and
my
then-
life.
and have you driven your body into sand before and jumped up at people before? Was it just me?
So you've
Okay.
hidden the sand.
You've dug yourself in,
Yeah.
and you've surprised people as they
And I
walk
said,
past.
Dad, is that you? And then he's like, I don't know you. And I did that for about a year once. But I never
A whole year, your
Alright,
dad
so-
pretended not to know you.
Chiefs
Yeah.
are going to beat the Force. The
Yeah.
Force are still... Every game for the Force
Wait,
now
do you know what I hate
is
about
playing
sand
for their
pits?
lives.
Apparently that's a really good place for cats to shit.
Yeah,
It
they love
is.
it.
Yeah,
They
you've got to
love
cover
it.
them.
Oh, you
Look,
have to cover them.
We've only got about 5 minutes left before the hour, so we need to make sure we get cracking, y'all.
Well, then
Yeah.
I just want to jump in and
Can
say,
you-
Perth, Force fans, you turn up, you get behind your boys, and upset these Chiefs. Let's make a statement, eh, Jared?
Can you just type that into your computer?
I would like it for the Force to turn up. They need to get a decent crowd, but they beat the Kings, not convincingly.
Do you know what's
Then
better
they
than
hit
a
a bye
crowd?
round. Wins.
Empty
A
seats.
decent team. The Chiefs are going to beat the Force. They're going to do it. It's going to be... The Force are going to be motivated.
The
Chiefs
Rebels-
are only going to win by 12. This
Do
one.
you
It's
know
gonna be
much
close.
about the Rebels putting up a fight against the ARU because they're
Yeah, they're suing them. The
independently
Force
owned?
and so
So they're both
it's
ARU.
damages.
No matter which team is getting the boot,
ARU
they
is
are
gonna
going to
be
get.
paying legal fees.
They're taking to court.
Yep. So the Force did it because it was breach of contract, and the Rebels did it
Because they're
because it
independently
was
owned.
and because it's loss of revenue and like slander almost, like, oh, you said bad shit about us, defamation. Our brand is
So
suffered because of
ARU
you.
in a very
They are,
because they said we're going to make a decision in 24 hours about 4 weeks ago,
Yeah, it feels like it.
and it's
They
been longer
announced-
than
They
24
announced
hours.
some more announcements recently.
Yeah, and they said we're going to make an announcement in 24 hours, and then in 72 hours they made an announcement that there's going to be more announcements, and when they made that announcement, there's going to be more announcements, and so it feels like a
announcements for days.
lot of announcements.
Just announcing
So-
announcements.
Who do you reckon, Ben? Chiefs or Force?
Chiefs,
By
18.
meat sack.
What's
I
the mid
like-
reference?
So when we were young,
Take it away.
our cousin Liam Toohey from the Sunshine Coast.
Two Nation?
Liam Toohey, Toohey, like the
Toohey.
beer.
Like the beer.
He came and visited us in New Zealand.
Oh, where's he from?
He's from Sunshine Coast,
Sunny
Noosa.
Coast, mate.
Maroochydore, and he came and he Isaac and I were not. Isaac's my brother, by the way, guys. If you can't tell by our luscious features.
Our luscious mouldy features, yeah.
So yeah, he came to visit us, and we were both quite chubs. I had started growing, so I wasn't as chubs anymore.
What age
And he
was
saw
this?
Isaac about 8, 9.
I was 12. I was about to start high school. I was also a prop. I want to
And
clarify.
all he needed for his confidence was our cousin to arrive from Australia and go to Isaac, "Ho ho ho, you've turned into a bit of a meat sack, haven't you?" And the name stuck. So
Why did it stick, Jared? Why did it stick?
it stuck because I thought it was hilarious, and my friend Michael Drew was there at the time. And when we went to high school, and Isaac started at our high school, we were
What
like,
high school
"Oh,
did you go to?
Green Bay.
Green
Oh yeah,
Bay."
GB. Yeah,
GB.
Yeah.
And so we
So did
decided to let everybody else know that my brother's nickname was Meat Sack.
So everyone knew.
I'm still called Meat Sack. I've just come from West Auckland, which I haven't lived there for 3 years, and everyone still says Meat Sack. I'm like,
But
yep.
it's not even a negative thing, it's literally just the
Well,
name.
it's not anymore, is it?
No.
It's gorgeous. Not a prop anymore.
Oh.
He's a handsome devil.
Not anything against props. Full respect. You guys do the hard yards. You give those backs.
How
their
good are
credit.
scrums? I fucking love
I
scrums.
fucking love a good scrum. A good ruck.
Chiefs Force, Isaac, who you got?
Yeah, we got to go the Chiefs on that one.
Yeah,
Chiefs
no,
number.
have to.
Okay, last 2 games of the round. We're
There's
gonna
a Bad Plenty shirt here. Shout out to Bad Plenty.
Bop Steamers.
B.O.
Shout out to Mike Delaney,
Sam Kane.
Sam Kane,
Uh,
Brody Retallick, Callum Retallick,
Who was the ref for that?
Tanadol Latimer, Jamie Nutbrown,
Nutbrown.
Adrian Cashmore,
Cash Money.
Get that
Junior
Who was
Poliloma,
who was the guy that held up the ran for the shield?
Colin Burke, Wayne Ormond.
Ormond.
Hey, okay, anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Ormond.
The games in the morning.
Ormond.
The games that no one wants to see. At 1 o'clock in the morning is the Bulls Cheetahs. Boring.
Ormond.
I'm going to say, just because the Cheetahs did so well against the Chiefs, they're going to beat the Bulls, but I don't care what happens there. What do you think?
The Bulls are at home, so maybe they'll suck less.
Yeah,
Is that a... What was that?
it's about cow teats.
Oh, it's about sucking.
Bulls, cow teats, blue balls.
I think the blue balls will grow larger in semen.
So the Cheetahs.
Yep.
All right. Last game of the round is the Sharks playing the Rebels. The Rebels are going to South Africa.
Sharks by 42.
Yeah. Sharks are going to... No,
Congratulations to the Rebels for winning one. Sharks by 42.
So I'm going to be a little bit nicer on the Rebels here. You're a bit harsh on the Rebels. I'm going to say
like
Sharks
the
by
Rebels.
32.
Oh,
And
that's very
I'm
nice.
going to go completely against the grain here. Rebels' form will continue. Reece Hodge will continue carrying them.
How much?
And the
Wait,
Rebels
you
are
really
going to
don't
win.
like Wait, put a bet on it. Put a bet on
I
it.
want the Rebels to win because fuck the Force. The Rebels are going to win by 10.
How much on a put a bet on it? Bit.
Mate, I'm not going to... No.
Classic.
I don't care about the Rebels enough to put a bet on it.
Kelly, eat a dog biscuit.
You
Just to
should,
show
you
them
fucking
that
should.
we do things.
All right, guys. That's the rugby roundup for round 9. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
And also
Twitter,
follow
SoundCloud.
Ihaka Arani, Piaraki, Ranana, Isaac London on
On his journey.
Instagram,
On
Facebook,
Awareness
on
on
the
Wheels.
website. Awareness on Wheels.
Cheer the boys. Kia ora. All right.